Yo guys, today we're going to watch another Limbus Company video called Why Aren't More People Talking About Limbus Company by KwestaShul. And after that I will probably watch where's that Sunul video? I probably will watch a Sunul video regarding Limbus Company, and then I will probably start watching some trailers or OSTs from Limbus Company before I start playing the game to kind of build up the algorithm. It's just a strategic thing to do. So yeah, let's watch this.
Wait, do you hear that? Ah, Limbus Company, you are better than a well-beloved, because... Wait, do you hear that? It sounds like... Oh, God. I haven't even started the video yet!
관리자 나리
What's that means?
I've only recently been indoctrinated into the cult of Project Moon, thanks to a little game known as Limbus Company, that has since extended to Library of Rowena and as much of Lobotomy Corporation as my mental can handle, because what the fuck even is going on at this point? For the last 6 or so months, it's no exaggeration to say that I've fallen in love with these games. The world, the story, the characters, and the overall feeling of having a gacha game
bro looks like Kim Do-ja. Don't you think so? This guy looks like Kim Do-ja.
elicit actual emotion out of me. Something other gacha games could only wish they could do. Genshin. The world is lived in, dark.
Damn, the Genshin slander is insane. Like, I can't even blame them. Like, I still love Genshin even though how bad the game is. But some moments feels like some moments just feel emotional just because you have spent such a long time with the franchise. Like Genshin is those type of game where it's a guilty pleasure but it's still very good. It's just that if you don't spend that much time with Genshin like me, then you would not feel as much as emotion when doing the new story or anything.
Sick and bereft of human righteousness. The characters are their own, capable of growth that persists and never truly feel cast to the wayside. The main character is not overtly a self-insert, experiences their own growth and has their own massive flaws that matter, and isn't treated as a hyper-competent do-it-all that everyone revolves around. I like how I'm not treated as though I'm an imbecile needing to understand bosses or get a grasp on unit kit synergies. I like the team building, I like the constant curiosity the dialogue breeds, I like how the universe's concepts are easy to understand. The team building, I like the constant curiosity dialogue breeds. I like how the universe's concepts are easy to understand and not bogged down by a bad case of nownitis. But most of all, I like how the gacha game doesn't really feel like a gacha game. And yet, between all those thoughts, I can't help but wonder why more people aren't talking about Limbus Company.
Probably because I will assume the reasoning is probably because the marketing. Like I didn't hear much about Limbus Company until other content creators spoke about it, and I guess in a way maybe it's because like Korean gacha game are not usually popular, I guess. Like in my experience, like I do have a gacha game that I play which is from a Korean company, which is Guardian Tales, and I do think that Guardian Tales is underrated. Like like Guardian Tales, as much as I've been dropping out due to the direction of the game kinda changes, but during its peak, the story is probably one of my favorites so far. Like, and the main character is so funny in Guardian Tales. Like, but for Limbus, so I would assume it would be the same with Limbus Company. It's just because they are a Korean gacha game that doesn't have enough marketing.
Project Moon is a relatively
And
small
another
indie
thing will be is probably a lack of voice actors, I would assume, because from what I see, it seems that the voice actor is only Korean, right? So sometimes those things kind of doesn't bring you a lot of what I call players sometimes. Like for what I call Guardian they do have all they have English, Korean, and Japanese. So yeah. But for Limbus Company, I don't know. Maybe like from what I heard is I only hear Korean voices.
Game company based in
Or
South
dub.
Korea, consisting of around 50 employees. Their repertoire consists of Hell on Earth, Peak Cinema, and the worst of the three, apparently. It's not hard to get the idea that it consists of Hell on Earth, Peak Cinema,
Hell on Earth, Big Cinema.
and the worst of the three.
It is the worst of the three? Wait, what?
Apparently. It's not hard to get the idea that they really came from nothing, as it were, with Lobotomy Corporation looking like it had the budget of 5 cents in a bowl of lint, which was kind of the case because it was originally a failed Kickstarter game. Lobotomy Corp was marketed as an SCP-inspired monster management simulator, garnering around $3.3 thousand of the initially proposed 40,000 goal with its small demo. And for most people, well, that'd be that. No funding means no development, which should have meant no game. But my cute CEO, Kim Ji-hoon, said no, I don't think that's the case, and ended up tirelessly working with the feedback given to them, incorporating the limitations put forward by the game engine and lacking art assets into the story itself, so there was at least a reason for it. What the game lacked in visual interface ingenuity, they made up for with gameplay and story ingenuity. Kim Ji-hoon and his buddies from the anime club would make this game Kickstarter be damned.
What in college, damn. Cool.
Make it a steaming pile of dog shit. Because for all the violet midnights and low-key softlock abnormality combinations you can unfortunately stumble upon, Lobotomy Corporation was a wonderfully thought-out game that introduces the beloved concepts of the PM-verse and spurred on the creation of Project Moon's other more well-crafted titles. Concepts like the setting of the city, a complete dystopia lacking in humanity, or perhaps is poisoned by it. After all, only those deemed human may preside within its walls. It's like Disneyland for psychopaths and sociopaths and empaths, capitalists, nihilists, cowboys, and fucking clowns.
I think I need to watch a video talking about the world. Like, so far, I don't understand how the world works. Like, I feel like I understand how the story works a bit, like, for the characters. Like, I feel like I understand how Limbus, the company works, the organization works in a way, but I don't understand how the world works just yet.
One hell of a place to take up the art of comedy. But Lobotomy Corporation plants the seed, pun intended, that even in a place as utterly wretched as this, hope can be just around the corner, grown within the very people that seem so clearly woeful. And goddamn did that game sell. The tagline of an SCP management game really worked wonders, turning
SCP management, oh, interesting. So that's what the game is.
some pretty large heads around.
Yes, just by playing the Lobcore demo 8 years ago. Oh damn.
And I can't even really name another game that has that same premise. Does My Singing Monsters count? Also, don't play the game unless you hate yourself. It's like 150 hours of pure unadulterated pain. The direct sequel to Lobotomy Corporation, Library of Rowena, was an excuse to develop the strongest part of the previous title, the world itself. It very much helps that the main two protagonists are a clueless sentient robot who wishes to learn more about the city, and a denizen of the city who knows its ins and outs perhaps a little too intimately. Its gameplay loop, a deck-building, turn-based RPG system with some RNG sprinkled in, allowed for a multifaceted experience many people loved. Loved so much they made it the monetization model of their next game, but we'll get to that. Library of Rowena wasn't as popular as the Lobotomy Corp monetization. Beloved RPG system with some RNG sprinkled in, allowed for a multifaceted experience many people loved.
Oh yeah, so they
Loved so much they made it the monetization model of their next game, but we'll get to that. Library of Rowena wasn't as popular as Lobotomy Corporation
oh, it's not as popular.
despite it being a massive step up for the company. That's not to say it didn't do well, it did. Simply the premise wasn't as immediately interesting as something so clearly as inspired as its predecessor. People who played the game more than likely came from Lobotomy Corp wanting to learn more about the universe and the characters. Also the music, Jesus, don't get me started. From the floor themes to any Millie song, I'm sure you've heard something from this game before without realizing it. This 2 for 2 record when it came to games would soon become 3 for 3 with the release of Limbus Company in 2023.
Oh, it's 2023. Oh, what the hell? It was 3 years ago. Okay. What was Genshin was during that time? What they were doing? 3 years ago. Last year is Not Cry, release, and then the next year is. Oh, it was Fontaine. Okay, Fontaine was very good.
Okay, maybe not immediately. The game had very obvious problems from the get-go, most notably of which was the fact that it was gacha. Ugh, the word causes a deep stirring in my loins, and not the good kind. If you've been paying attention, you'll have noticed that Project Moon was known for its story-driven single-player games. Not Gotcha. There is a difference. When the factorial slop of gacha is so prevalent with its countless little practices made to waste both your time and your money, the caution the fanbase had towards Project Moon's new game was warranted. But it was all ultimately for naught, because this game managed to take the things that made all the previous games so good and packaged it into a simple enough format to be enjoyed by the casual audience that preside within this precarious genre. And if you play the game for longer than an hour, you realize very quickly that Project Moon loves you. Yes, you heard me. Kim Ji-hoon specifically thanks you for playing Limbus Company. Glory be to Limbus Company, glory be to Project Moon, and in the words of our cute CEO himself, may he attain wealth and fame almighty. And if you can't tell, that's at least
It feels so political when they did it.
how it feels to be part of the community of this game at times. We want it to succeed, we want people to play it, and we want it to get even bigger and even better with every update that cycles through. Can it be predatory? Sure. Is it overtly predatory? No, I would say not at all. In fact, I would go so far as to say that despite Project Moon's motto being this big, bold, almost laughably authentic view of the CEO's vision, they really don't know how to make money. And the times where they do try to drain your wallets, they outright say it. For the anime, for the 3D action RPG, I give my wallet unto you, my right say it. For the anime,
So, what is this?
for the 3D
Is this the Roblox game?
action RPG, I give my wallet unto you, my cute CEO. Power creep? Yeah, sure. But the units are so easy to get, whether by the decent rates or simply by farming the repeatable roguelike mode mirror dungeons, that you're able to basically get any character you want in the game for free. No RNG-reliant time-gated artifact system, no smorgasbord mishmash of collectibles, no going to pity every single time, and a story that is good. Amazing. In fact, absolute goddamn cinema. And this is why I made the distinction between a gacha game and a single-player game. Because while many bigger gacha games can suffer from character irrelevance, convoluted nouns you need to remember, bloated dialogue, and in-your-face unit shilling, Limbus Company draws from its roots as a narrative-driven experience and provides
I don't really care about bloated dialogue as long as the bloated dialogue is with a playable character. Like if it's with an NPC, generally I don't care. Like I don't care about bloated dialogue. I don't mind Paimon speaks a lot of things, but if Paimon speaks with a NPC dude, that's bad. Like I don't mind bloated dialogue with with characters that I care about, but for NPCs, that's when it becomes.
you simply with an excellent story-based game. There are levels to this, right? To combat
But there is some NPCs kind of lovable. Like in like example, I would say is probably the new the new story, the new conquest of Genshin. Like I feel like some like the sages are kind of funny. Like some of the sages, like Firnas, I think the one that wears a mask, he is kind of funny. And then we have the rival for Sinnoh's master. I forget the name. Like some of them are funny NPCs, and then we have King Dashred's people. Like dude, those like they are NPCs, but they are probably one of my favorite characters and interactions in Genshin. Holy, they are so funny. Genshin, as much as people hate their dialogue, like sometimes their dialogue has no meaning to it, but I feel like that's kind of the beauty of Genshin. You don't like, I don't know, like it's very hard because I feel like Genshin, I think it has become too long, and I feel like people probably forgot what Genshin is all about now.
character irrelevance, the main cast.
Like I feel like the Genshin slander is kind of unfair now because Genshin is considered a very old game compared to all other gacha games. Like we see that Arknights, some things like if you've seen some of Arknights system, like some of them are very old school, and it's the same with Genshin. Like their system are also old school sometimes, and I feel like that's the problem. Genshin is being judged in a very modern way of judging new gacha games, and yeah, Genshin is a very old gacha game, and not and the way they kind of get treated is kind of unfair. But then we have the fandom is at fault sometimes. Like come on, like Genshin fandom is so bad.
Consists of 12 sinners, including the main character, their guide, Dundee. I mean, Virgilius, and his weird monochrome adopted daughter, Charon. I think she's
Is adopted?
autistic. Also, she drives a LIMBUS and is my favorite character.
Limbus.
You pull the versions of these characters from alternate universes, and each sinner remains a mainstay in every bit of story that you get. When it comes to Nounitis, which, if you aren't familiar, is a common problem in original fictional worlds, normally diagnosed in Harry Potter notebooks with overzealous 15-year-olds who think making fake words that sound cool equals good world building. No, I'm not talking from personal experience. Seriously, I was always more of an Undertale kid. In fact, to prove this, let me give you a rundown of the setting in under a minute. People live in the city. Non-people live outside in the outskirts. Districts compose the city, which are all named after a letter. Each district contains a nest.
Oh wait, stop. Oh wait. I got confused. Oh my god, he just starts talking about world building.
Give you a rundown of the setting in under a minute. People live in the city.
Live in the city. Don't people
Live outside in the outskirts.
live outside of the outskirts. Okay. The city. Okay.
Districts compose the city, which
District composed of cities. So this is the cities. This is the districts. Okay.
are all named after a letter. Each district contains a nest, which is the
This has a nest.
city proper, and the back streets, which are the slums. Each nest has a wing, which is a mega corporation
As a nest, the wings.
that supports the city as a whole with its unique technology called the
Singularities.
Singularity. The leading body of the city is known as the head, which is comprised of districts A,
Oh my god. You explain it. You explain too fast. um.
B, and C, no relation. Nobody really knows anything about them, you're not supposed to. People can hire certain others to fix their problems, called fixers. Fixers can be part of offices, which are individually owned businesses, or associations, which are massive scale companies in their own right, of which there are 12, all named after a number. Fixers themselves are also graded by numbers, going from grade 9 to grade 1, with only the most legendary fixers being awarded a color, of which there can only be one per color at any given time. Also, abnormalities are monsters extracted from the mind, which were invented by L Corp. Distortions are people who turn into monsters because of their feelings, which was also L Corp's fault, with ego being the result of preventing your own distortion through sheer force of will. There's also another type extracted from abnormalities, taking on their properties instead of being unique to you. These concepts are all kind of linked. And time! How'd I do? I wrote that not knowing how long it'd take to say it all, so that's pretty good. Hopefully you got all that. And if you still think that's confusing,
You should have not took it in 1 minute. Holy. Like, I thought you want people to play it. Okay. Let's break it down. So there's the city here. Oh my god, what's wrong? Okay, my mouse is. Okay. I feel like I understand it in a way. Kinda, I guess. The outskirt. I don't understand the outskirt that much. He didn't explain that much about the outskirt, but it is outside the city. So okay. I don't know what. There's monsters, I guess. Like from his here, and then this is the city. The city has district, and the districts has some nests. I think he said nest, right? Where is it? The nest, and the nest has wings, and the wings has singularities. The wings are. Is it an organization or some sort of? Like I guess it's some sort of concept of monsters or something, and have singularities, and then abnormalities is the monsters, I guess, and ego are people who can. No, distortion is the people who becomes monsters. No, abnormality is monsters, distortion is people who becomes monsters, and ego are people who able to resist it. And I don't know what the hell is this. Like, okay, the ego thing, I got confused during that time. But this is the backstreet, which is the slums. And then there's this a lot of organization, and then we have fixers who fix problems in districts, and I'm going to assume that fixers are a part. Where the Limbus company is also one of the fixers, I guess, because if I'm not mistaken, Limbus company, the company with Dante, I would assume there is higher ups for it. Like I think I heard it before, and then there's Grease, and then the color thing. Okay. I able to understand. I don't understand the ego thing. Wait, let me go back. I think like the ego thing is the only one that I couldn't got confused.
with ego being the result of preventing your own distortion through sheer force of will. There's also another type extracted from abnormalities, taking on their properties instead of being
Dude, you say it's too fast. Oh my god, I cannot understand what you mean here. Can extract monsters, and then does that mean that it extracts a monster and then put into a human, and then some property of abnormalities? So okay, there's some people who becomes monster through normal means, and then able to suppress it, and this is people who use the mind monsters as powers? I'm confused about this one. Ah man, he explained too fast. What the fuck, bro? Like what?
Unique to you. These concepts are all kind of linked and tied. And if you still think that's confusing, I challenge you to do the same with your favorite gacha game and still make it comprehensive. What Limbus does is make
Oof. Um. Well, let's not do it right now. Like my favorite gacha game, I would say is either Genshin and Arknights. Actually, it's unbelievable enough. Like Genshin is kind of hard to not like it. As some like maybe it's like a very toxic relationship. I don't spend that much money anymore in Genshin, but I still enjoy the story and the world. Like as much as people hate Genshin, you cannot really deny that the world of Genshin is probably one of the most expensive world you have seen, and it seems that the world is going to expand even more from what I've seen. More the more lore it kind of tells. Like I don't know, like I feel like to like Genshin, you need to like lore in general. It's like do you know what problem Genshin with the storytelling is? Their storytelling kind of wants to copy get Eldering in a way. The fact that all lore kind of got is all hidden in what called item description. Like, bro, why you being Eldering here? Like, I would assume it tries to be kind of like Eldering. I don't know when Genshin come out. Isn't it? Did it come out? When did Eldering come out actually? Like Genshin come out in 2019, or I think so. Wait, Genshin date. 2020, not 19. Okay, but what about Eldering? Ring. No, no, no. What? Why? No, normal release date. What the fuck? Wait, 2020? What the fuck? That's not. That's wrong. Okay. Wait. This is not. Is it? Wait, there's no way it's 2022, right? Wait, it is? Okay, that's interesting. I thought that Elden come out way late, way more earlier than Genshin. Not gonna lie. Oh man, that my timeline is messed up. So Genshin did it first. Well, not really. Dark Souls has done it for a while, right? I think. So in a way, it kind of copies Dark Souls to kind of hinted the story, but in a way, it does what called it is interesting to kind of because unlike Dark Souls where the story would never be confirmed if the story is real or not or canon or not through the and same with Elden Ring, like the story would never been confirmed because it's just from the item description and it's based on prediction and everything. Some stories would you will never know if it's real or not. But for Genshin, sooner or later you will the theories that you made based on the item description will surely being realized in the future and being confirmed in the future as well. Like that's so like as someone who plays Genshin for how many years, like from the start. Like it's kind of insane to see where the theories that we think about years back suddenly becoming real in or suddenly finally getting clarified in the new quest. Like I don't know, like it's good to see that the points that we try to the theories and the points that we try to theorize suddenly finally being shown in the story itself and finally confirm what actually happened. Like it's very interesting no matter what people think. But yeah, let's start talking about Genshin. Like I just want to clarify that Genshin, there's too much heat.
all the keywords commonly used.
Okay, what the fuck is this? Ego is the thing, right? Backstreet, okay, I know. Distortion, I know. WT Nest, okay. Wing Light, okay. Singularity. It's a weapon.
one, so you can intuit their meaning and form a proper mental connection between the word and the position in the setting. The physical world makes use of bird imagery and letters. The human system works on numbers and colors. Not foolproof, but you get what I mean. The worst it gets is with Lobotomy Corporation with things like enkephalin and cogito, various other SCP-style jargon, but that's isolated over there and doesn't much affect Limbus. Units also don't need to be shilled for the same reason there isn't character irrelevance. Units you pull for will be tied to the main cast through their ID. See what I mean about keywords? Meaning there'll never be a character that seems to only be in the story so that the company can make you pay for them. Rather, the character from the story just so happens to be one you can pay for. Bloated dialogue? Well, it depends on your definition. If we're talking about Canto 4, I mean, and I'll get into this in my next section where I talk about why we're talking about Canto 4, I mean,
second obligation joke or the section.
and I'll get into this in my next section where I talk about why I think this game probably isn't as big as it deserves. Is the dialogue bloated? No. It flows like a conversation. Characters stay true to their development or current temperament. Character interactions are through the
I
wazoo.
like the way they tell the story here. The comic style.
But there is
But sometimes they do like this.
quite a lot of it. Is it needed? I'd say so, yeah, but I know many a person who'd rather it wasn't so verbose or lengthy at times. For example, Canto 8 is probably the
Canto 8.
longest Canto release so far, surpassing that of Canto 4 easily, yet I don't feel as though it's as long, you know? Especially when you're doing that dungeon in the middle. That whole section was absolutely amazing. It felt like the end of the Canto itself, despite us only being halfway through. I believe Limbus Company does gacha the right way. Yes, it's a gacha to make money. Yes, it's a little predatory, but at its heart, it's a video game. It's an experience. It's a story. And that comes before the attempts Project Moon makes to rake in the dollars. You can say whatever you want about companies being all inherently evil, but at the very least, when one is authentic and honest, it breeds a kind of respect almost equivalent
What is it? What he's doing? When we need to know, so we want to tell someone
to loyalty, because that's what it feels as though Project Moon, the indie video game company, wants, not your wallet. And nothing is more authentic than going live as the CEO of your company with your VTuber model, playing your own roguelike mode, and feeding your most hated unit to the man-eating Christmas goblins because you regret making him so strong. With all my praise out of the way, I think it's about time I talk about the game's shortcomings, at least when it comes to general popularity and widespread appeal. While I'm very much aware that PM is much more than Limbus Company, it's their most profitable investment, so I'm going to keep the scope limited to that game, if you'll forgive me. I'll keep it simple. Limbus Company doesn't turn heads, for the same reason that Library of Arena didn't turn heads, despite it being low-key inspired by famous pieces of literature.
Ooh.
Let's be real, nobody gives an absolute flying fuck about Wuthering Heights, Moby Dick, Crime and Punishment, Damien. What? This is just gay erotica. Oh, wait, that's the Wattpad version. Apparently the real one's not so far off. LobCorp was SCP-inspired, tapping into the immense online presence of the SCP Foundation's community, whether it be
I think it's interesting the fact that the characters are based on writers, which is very interesting.
the die-hard
Very popular writers from the past.
fans and cult following all the general was, as it were. Limbus Company doesn't have that privilege. Well, unless you count on your fingers the members of Inan's book
Wait,
club.
what do you thought?
Damien. What? LobCorp was SCP-inspired, tapping into the immense online presence of the SCP Foundation's community, whether it be the die-hard fans and cult following or the general knowers, as it were.
So in a way, there is an audience. The game that kind of have a target audience, which is the SCP audience.
Limbus Company doesn't have that privilege. Well, unless you count on your fingers the members of Inan's book club. Further expanding on that, the general aesthetic of the game isn't one you'd typically call attractive. Perhaps to a certain audience, you know, but it's not like I'd call Darkest Dungeon, Fear and Hunger, and Wizardry
Oh, Fear and Hunger.
very attractive. In contrast to saturated, colorful worlds of other games filled to the brim with glitter, lights, and rainbows, the only set of colors you'll see in Limbus Company are whatever a person's guts look like as they splatter all over your screen. Much like the setting, the aesthetic is drab and depressing. Grays, whites, and black overpower much of the scenery, and where it doesn't, sterile whites in areas like the nests contribute to the powerful dystopian nature of a divided populace united only in the ways of making one another suffer. And if we're talking about how things look, I can pivot over to the gacha game equivalent of jingling keys in front of your face. Fan service. Limbus?
You know, I never see a gacha game where they made that, like, there's blood and, like, obviously for 2D gacha games, obviously they will willingly to do blood, but I never see a 3D gacha game do blood, or call make bloody scenes other than ZZ, but even then, it's not that bloody. Like, I feel like the lack of gore in some games, like Genshin and Xenozone Zero, I feel like in a way, well, I feel like Genshin in general, it should have like some of the story is so dumb. Like Rue's story, like dude, what the hell? Like that's so messed up. Like that Rue story is probably the most memorable world quest I have done in Genshin because it's so messed up. It's insane how messed up it is. but but then again, I don't do other other world quests in Genshin anymore due to not voice. Like the moment it's not voice is the moment I kind of have no motivation to do it. So yeah, there is that. But still, um, usually 3D gacha game doesn't do bloody scenes, and I feel like some game like Genshin, where the abyss is kind of dark when you really think about it. Like there's some scenes where it's very dark, but they don't really show blood in Genshin, and I guess they cannot actually do it anymore. To be honest, like for ZZ, they kind of have the proper rating to actually do bloody scenes. So I was kind of wish that ZZ do more bloody scenes, but they do. Like this recent quest, they do have a lot of bloody scenes, but it's only in 2D art, not in 3D. Like 3D and like usually they don't show blood when it comes to 3D cutscene or anything. Like blood is rarely shown, and I feel like they should. And it's only the 2D what I call gacha games where they are brave enough to show so much blood and gore or horrors in games in what I call in gacha games.
Has practically zero. In the sexual sense, at least. There's actually a lot of It has practically zero. In the sexual sense, at least. There's actually a lot of fan service. As in, if you're a fan of the studio's works, you'll like a lot of the plot lines brought up in the game, but Limbus Company isn't exactly the type of video game you'd call Guna fuel. Ugh. I hate that word. Fuck you, Game Grumps. Season 5 perhaps gave us the more risque IDs in the series in Princess Roja and Kurokoma Ishmael. By risque, I mean she's got her cleavage out, and even then you can count the number of IDs that show even that on your one hand. The others probably bit. Despite having adult themes, Project Moon doesn't really divulge in anything sexually explicit, or even really utilize sex appeal in any way. The main method of dress for all denizens of the city is some form of suit, after all. That's not a bad thing, not really, but when you consider the genre in which Limbus Company has planted its feet in, you can get an idea of why it's kind of negative in some way. Guna fuel makes our hamster ball turn, and in the absence of it, less people flock inward to keep it rolling. Commonly, the idea of sexy equals bad because popular is used. Well, there's no sexy here. You wanna come in and try this out? No?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so they
that's
can
what I
do so
thought.
good.
Sex sells. Limbus, arguably, doesn't. Without it, less people are drawn in unless they have prior knowledge of the universe or game. And even
So
when
he's saying that because they don't try to do fan service for their characters, the game doesn't what I call doesn't gain recognition. Wait, he's talking about the flaws, right? Shortcomings. What the fuck? Why are you saying the fan service as a shortcomings?
the odd straggler finds their way in, the sheer walls of text you must endeavor do.
I think it kind of depends. Like I feel like it's like like if you know about the what I call the some of the situation that is happening with Genshin, which is the not Columbina. What's the character's called? Sandrone situation. Like they freaking hate the new design for Sandrone because of the short skirt. Like I do like the new color that she has, but I actually agree with the fan with what you call with the fans. Like I was hoping for the short skirt for the what you call for the long skirt as well, but they decided to do fan service and give her a short skirt, and I feel like Genshin used to like Fontaine is probably the best when it comes to Genshin design. After that, I feel like the design kind of went down for the female characters. Like the male character still looks good. Genshin male character still looks fine as fuck. But for the female characters, I feel like there's something happening here.
a habit of making them turn right back around. When your average gacha game might look like this can be a little overwhelming. Right
Blue
back
Archive?
around. When your average gacha game might look like this,
I think that's I don't know. Maybe not. What is this game? Is it Blue Archive? I actually don't know.
This can be a little overwhelming.
Oh,
Boxes
my
of text
eyes.
flying around faster than a crackhead on a fix, coins ding-a-ling-linging, and Wild Hunt Heathcliff cackling like he knows what your search history looks like. Are we sure we're not playing Lobotomy Corporate? I'm sure. What are these things on the bottom? Why are there so many arrows flying around? What do all these statuses mean? God, reading? In my story-driven gacha game? Blah. Project Moon has never made that game super intuitive, let's say. They've always had problems with things being
That's understandable. Like, if you don't make your game intuitive, oh my god. like I think some people drop ZZZ just because the UI, they hate the UI of ZZZ. And same with Wandering Ways. Like, I hate the UI of Wandering Ways in the past, but suddenly they changed the UI, and I think the new UI is kinda. I think I do like it, but it took a while before I get used to it.
more complicated than they make it out to be, putting emphasis on the wrong things, or outright not explaining particular mechanics. Could you believe I didn't know how to offset guards until halfway through Canto 4? The answer is yes! You probably could if you know what the tutorial is like, because they make it seem more like Candy Crush than anything else. Seriously,
Candy
resonance
Crush.
is only important for like 2 teams in the entire game. Speaking truthfully, the game is about as hard as it looks, but not as difficult as you think. By
I don't
that,
know. Like, if I compare with Arknights, I think Arknights gameplay, like, some people don't like it, but at least in my perspective, Arknights gameplay is fun. like yeah, I think Arknights gameplay, the strategy news, I feel like at least it's not really luck based. Sometimes it's luck based, but there is a way to, to, like, but it's not purely luck based in Arknights. It only become luck based if you don't have the right characters, and you just depending on it, because I feel like there's always a strategy to there's always a proper strategy to beat a stage in Arknights. But for this one, it's so luck based. Like, I don't like it as much. Well, Onka Star also is kind of luck based sometimes. Same with Genshin. Well, Genshin. Yeah, let's not talk about Genshin.
I mean, you just have to read passives, kits, bosses, maybe a bit of mental maths for Clash Power if you're feeling up to it, or just watch these videos by SGU. But if we're at that point, then yes, there probably is a reason why the game is considered a little overwhelming to new players. I will say, people overblow the difficulty of this game to an elitist level at times, but a basic understanding of how clashing and speed works is all it takes to clear the contents of the story. Speaking of the story, let's touch on that. It's long. Not as long as, say, Arknights. I think that story is well surpassed.
What the hell? Neola is dead. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that chapter 8 was this long. Oh. Damn, we read it. Wait, what? I didn't know chapter 8 was that. Oh, but say, what the fuck, Neola? What the hell? How the hell Neola is longer than chapter 8? What the hell? Break the Ice. Which one is the Break the Ice story? Is it really? Wait, isn't this? I think I need to do this quest to do to get the module for Pramanix Altar. Storm. Oh, chapter 9 is that. What the hell? Chapter 9 is half of chapter of Neolight. What the hell? Okay, interesting. Partial necrosis. Okay. Marianel, Under Dust. Walk in the Dust. Oh, Walk in the Dust is not that long. Well, this is still long though. Yeah, this is still long. Like, going to take a lot of hours to. Yeah, I need to have more time. Where's there's Mansfield Break? Okay. Children of Ursus. Where is this? Is that the memoirs? We did finish it in one day, like in like 3 hours, I think. I need to watch how many hours. Where is the hell is? Where is? Wait. What the hell? This Vigilo? Where? Am I blind? Oh my god, Invitation 1 is so long. I don't see. Where is that? And where is that? Did it not come out yet? Wait, what? I'm confused. Where's Lone Trail? I don't see Lone Trail. okay, I don't see long trail.
That's the length of the fucking Bible. Hell, I wouldn't even call this story lengthy in general, but it may feel that way because it's not 3D. It doesn't have animations, you aren't going around talking to NPCs, you are playing a visual novel with combat nodes in the place of choices. What gets you through that is the interest hopefully bred through the concept of the universe and a connection to the characters and the will to see their stories and development. It does suffer a little from the gacha game curse of only getting good halfway in, but it hardly takes any time relatively. Kanto 1 suffers from being the first Kanto and so needs to establish character dynamics, villains, stakes, etc. Kanto 2 suffers because the main focus character doesn't really resolve anything by the end of it, and Kanto 3 is where the game really hits its stride and finds its formula. The sinner must wholly conform.
So it took Kanto 3. I hope it's not long for Kanto 1 and Kanto 2. Because it took a while before I finished Act 1 for Arknights. Like 3 months. Like damn, that took a while.
Their past, face their trauma, and realize themselves by the end of it. If you're a Project Moon fan, you know that this is a recipe for success. Kanto 4 is long, wordy, but emotional. Kanto 5 is hate-filled, aggressive, but hopeful. Kanto 6 is sad, dreary, but resolute. Kanto 7 is cynical, crushing, but uplifting. And Kanto 8 so far is just as amazing as its predecessors. Dare I say, maybe even the best delivered despite its length. But for a casual audience, what most are looking for isn't an amazing piece of narrative writing, they're more concerned about hype moments and aura. Think Solo Leveling beating out Freerun or Apothecary Diaries. Hell, even the new series of Bleach. More relevant, think Wuthering Waves, whose appreciation
Yeah, Wuthering Waves. Like let's not talk about let's not think about Genshin and like you think Genshin and Honka Star has hype moments? Dude, hype moments so rare in both the games. The only hype moment it have is when the end. Well, dude, but some of the hype moments, like it did got built up so good. Like Emphorius is such a good story. If like the only like it's literally is a visual novel. Not gonna lie. Like if only if only gacha game doesn't like I feel like gacha game the gacha game structure is the reason why M4 doesn't hit as hard. Like I generally just think that the story of Emphorius would have hit hard if they have a better medium to kinda convey the story. But it is what it is. Genshin I still like Genshin. Like Genshin is probably the least hype. Like there's no like Genshin has the least hype moments in all the gacha games I think, and all the HOYOverse games. Like there is some hype moments, but most of it is just like it's just law. But like I don't remember what my favorite cutscenes in Genshin. The my favorite scene my favorite things in Genshin is only the law reveal. Like whenever they reveal some insane law, that's when the story becomes good. Like especially Nokrai, whenever they reveal Nibelung, oh my god, when they tell the story about Nibelung, holy, I was geeking out.
is admittedly skewed by just how cool Rover is. A majority of people don't want this, they want this. And while that's a-okay and fine diddly-do, it is a little disheartening.
Yeah, a lot of people does love cinematics more than narrative. That's why this is literally the reason why what I call Wuthering Waves is so popular as a gacha game. Like they are literally the solo leveling of gacha games right now. And a lot of gacha games is trying to copy it right now. While I think that HOYOverse games it still doesn't follow like they still focus on narrative and instead of cinematics, which is thank God, to be honest. Like I don't know, like I feel like this guy probably hates HOYOverse games, like from how he says things about Genshin. Like I don't know, like I feel like people like whenever people want to try to bring up about Limbus company, they always shit on Genshin first. Like Genshin is the prime example for people to shit on, so they can bring up their gacha games higher, elevate their gacha games higher. Which is understandable, I guess.
And perhaps greater than all those points is this one. Project Moon has no representation in the West.
Oh.
Now, let me correct myself. There is representation in the West, just not conventional representation. I'll get to it. Have you ever seen a Limbus Company ad? A Limbus Company sponsor? Maybe once, if you're lucky, like a whisper in the wind. Marketing, apparently, isn't Project Moon's strong suit.
That's the problem. Marketing is so bad here.
That much is clear if you ask a casual gacha player if they know what Limbus Company is. I'd give it like
Like I think I said in the last video, but I have a friend that plays a lot of gacha games and they didn't know Limbus Company. Now they have already know the Limbus Company. I actually spoke with him yesterday, I think. Talk about gacha games and about Arknas, and then I bring up about trying Limbus Company in the future, and he actually said, "Oh, it's a very good gacha game." And yeah, he actually have like the gacha game, so I'm kind of excited to play it.
a 30-70 shot. This isn't a fair comparison,
Well, not due to gameplay. Like I don't think I like the gameplay so far. Like I think Arkna's gameplay is easy for me to understand, but for Limbus Company, oh my god, that like for my I don't have ADHD, but for my brain.
I'm gonna make it anyway. I've
was
seen
so hard.
GUN's ass enough times on my desktop to make me fear what Google thinks of me as a person. I've seen Faust. Actually, I haven't, because they don't do ads. Not only that, but Limbus is only in Korean. No English dub. People don't want to play it because it's in Korean
Yeah, I
and
knew it.
only in Korean. I know this because it's the reason I originally didn't play the game. And while
Oh.
it's not an issue for me anymore, I love the Korean voice acting actually. Anime adjacents will have a harder time integrating themselves, which, let's
Like, I have watched K-drama, so I do like the voice they have in K-drama, but K-drama acting is very different than voice acting, I think. Yeah, I think so too. Like I try to hear the Korean version of the dub, but sometimes I just unable to have it. It's same with the Chinese dub. Like for a lot of the mysteries, like I just cannot get into it with the with the Chinese dub, and I just think that the voice actor just lacks emotion sometimes.
be real, are the main audience for gacha games. Project Moon doesn't push for this game for whatever reason. I wholeheartedly believe Limbus can be the gacha game. Like how Genshin or HSR is the biggest. Like how ZZZ is the goonest. It's hardly predatory, offers
Saying ZZZ is the gooners is such an insult. Yeah, have you seen the true goon gacha games? Well, you can say that ZZZ is the most popular goon gacha game. But if you see Brown Dust or anything, holy fuck, what the hell? And what is that? Physics, bro, like generally,
probably the most interesting setting in all of gacha.
True. The setting is interesting. SP inspired urban dystopia. I hope that what is that name called? Vasapura have this. Like the setting is very interesting. And I hope Vasapura has something like SCP or something. Dude, I don't think Genshin has any. Well, I don't know. I don't think HOYO has any SCP world just yet or SCP urban setting. I think not for SCP, I guess. But it will be interesting to see. I think Vasapura's animation and also the setting kinda matches it. I feel like it can become a SCP inspired urban dystopia setting.
This period and feels unique in its themes and storytelling. However, with the lack of pushing, it remains under the wuthering waves. Literally, a hidden gem on the cusp of being revealed. But this lack of
Hey, don't see the monthly revenue as a indication the game is popular.
clear representation has found a crack in the wall, a glitch in the system. One could say a hidden pipeline.
Roblox.
The Roblox to Limbus Company pipeline is a very real thing. Let's talk about it.
Tell me the game. Tell me the name.
Roblox is a site where players create their own games for other players to enjoy. Marketed more so towards kids, it's a platform powered by the players, sort of like Steam or Itch.io with a more personal
I cannot believe he's explaining Roblox to me. Why?
twist and many more
Okay,
limitations.
this video is getting longer than I thought. I was about okay.
and groom. Allow me to emphasize for effect. This is a platform where users are entirely responsible for other users' experiences. Despite Roblox being primarily for children, there exists many a community of older Roblox players who've cultivated a fair few games for a more developed audience. Roleplay groups with your favorite anime, show, or interest. Closed community games that require you to know a guy who knows a guy so you get to be a grunt in another person's story. Complex games, complete with high-octane parry-based fighting, complex deck building, and permadeath mechanics, with whole server-wide PvP wars that destroy your bandwidth to top it all off. All this to say, Project Moon, a studio for a more mature audience, somehow wormed its way into these communities through the odd fan or two. It started maybe with a few tongue-in-cheek references in a game. It grew to adding weapons from Lobotomy Corporation or Library of Arena in another, then another. Maybe in a game less serious for a younger audience. Then another. Maybe a whole character or two this time. Multiple iterations of the same thing repeated, like IDs from Mirror World spreading further and further, at times being added simply because these things were rad rather than because...
Yeah, I only know. Wait, yes, I'm a Project fan. Yes, I haven't played any of the games. Yes, I only know about the games because of Roblox. Yes, I go to Otis and call her a hack. Yes, the only I don't know. What is this? Legend of Ruina or something? Library of Ruina characters I know are Gabura and Roland. Yes, I constantly call I don't know how to say the name. A silly autistic name with the understanding of character. Yes, I don't even know that Lobotomy Corporation exists.
They liked the source material. At this point, one might ask, why not make a game? Well, they did. Limbus Game, a battleground where you can fight others as your favorite ID. Archived, an MMO-style RPG taking place in the city where you can challenge the library. Why not make a game? Well, they did. Limbus Game, a battleground
LIMBUS game
where you can fight others as your favorite ID. Archived, an MMO-style RPG taking place in the city where you can challenge the library, join an association, make an office, realize your own ego, much like the characters from the games it was based on. People thought, oh, this is cool, I wonder where it's from. And before you knew it, Project Moon had somehow grown to be represented in Roblox.
That's kind of funny, not gonna lie. Roblox makes them popular. That's kind of insane.
Of all places, Sakura Stand, Illusions, Item Asylum, Force...
Oh my god, how many? How many games is based on them?
Roblox, of all places, Sakura
Stand. Nope, I don't know that.
Stand, Illusion.
Okay, that you, if you watch that, you will assume is a Evangelion game instead of instead of this, you know, Limbus Company.
Item Asylum, Forsaken, a Dead by Daylight style game and one of the most popular on the platform with over 150
Damn, Forsaken is popular.
concurrent. Has a skin based on a character
Oh, that's a skin, okay.
from Limbus using a remix of Millie's track. And if the designs weren't enough to make people think it was cool, then the music sure as hell did.
Scream if you love Millie.
It cannot be understated how much influence this kind of representation has had on Limbus Company's popularity. And I know this because I found out about Limbus again from Roblox.
Oh, that's so funny. He is one of them. Oh, that's so funny, actually. Oh my god, I cannot believe that. I didn't know he was one of them.
Yes, I'm a grown man who still plays Roblox. Get over.
Wait, yeah. Roblox is still a fun platform to play. I still play Roblox still. I literally play Roblox. Like, I literally thought about Limbus Company while I was playing Roblox. I forgot the game's name, but I was playing with my friends because Roblox is probably usually the go-to game that we play whenever we hop on Discord, just because, you know, my friend doesn't have the device to play any other games. Like, he has a scuff laptop.
Over it. We all do if you grew up at a certain age. It was cool. And if you paid attention to what I was saying before, you'll know that is enough. Such representation, however, is a double-edged sword.
Same Furina using fighting like that is so funny to me.
Obviously, kids ruin everything. Fandoms, communities, games, marriages. They're dumb, easily influenced, unfunny, and most of all, act like they know things they don't. But it's the hand the community was dealt. It didn't help that the Project Moon universe caters to the lowest common denominator, aka power scalers with the very existence of fixes. But, as I said earlier, the keywords are easy to understand, and the concepts are grim. That is, interesting at a base level. The trickle-down effect of an intended audience, combined with a bit of reproduction and a very lucky inclusion and subsequent boom of a game on a children's platform, has allowed Limbus Company to be contracted with a very severe case of BAFPUMS, baby's first problematic piece of media syndrome. Yeah, we'll workshop it. Thus, the gatekeeping began, the community became more obnoxious, which, let's be real, you all were already, and a bad rep started to be guarded. We were, after all, refugees from Roblox. Not the greatest
Refugees
tag,
from
I'll say.
Roblox.
At least the memes got better. And yet,
What a lie, refugees from Roblox. That's an insane thing to say.
despite this double-edged sword,
You know, I feel like most people probably knows about Roblox or what you call it, because you're actually able to do action on yourself. Like I would assume that the way the system or the powers in Limbus company is probably interesting, but the problem is that the nature of the game is turn based and luck based. So kind of and it's not like so that's probably why they didn't like it as much. But Roblox can make the game become an RPG become an action RPG. Yeah, they can make a game that is supposed to be a turn-based game, turn-based RPG game to an action RPG game. So in a way, I feel like that's probably a reason why it gains the popularity from there as well. So in a way, I think the problem with Limbus Company so far is the gameplay. Like generally, like I feel like the world so far and the art styles, like it looks interesting. Like they don't really need to do, like don't really need to do the 3D RPG. Like they can actually just do a 2D action game if they wanted to. Like for example, they can just make a game that kind of that kind of plays similar to what is that name called? Silksong, yeah. Like I feel like they can yeah, I genuinely think like with the studio, I feel like they can probably make a game that works similar like Silksong, but in a very RPG way compared to Silksong, I guess. Like turn based, I don't know, like I feel like it's going like yeah. Like even with what I call HSR turn based game, it's not even interesting. Like if the turn based game is as interesting like what I call what is that guy name like metaphor, like maybe it would be good, but the way the turn based game that I see from the gameplay, it feels so overwhelming.
I could never really condemn my brethren because, in the end, we were what the community needed.
Look,
We
it looks so
were
cool.
the glue.
The glue.
No, we were the representation. Word of mouth. Younger fans, like it or not, are more zealous. They make for good cult material, perhaps to a detriment at times, but if Project Moon wasn't going to go the full 9 yards for their game, these ones sure will. They'll badger, they'll annoy, they'll backseat, they'll nitpick, they'll wrongly quote, they'll shill this game, and I'm pretty sure half of them have never even played it. Should they even know about the game in the first place? Well, you know, but how are we going to stop them? And that's sort of what I want to...
No, I don't think we should. Like, I feel like those fans right now, like, I know they are lappers, but at least they love the game without actually playing the game. But I'm scared that they will slowly not becoming fans after trying the game. Like sometimes gatekeeping sometimes gatekeeping has a good thing as a benefit.
get at. Attention is only good for the community. I talked about sponsors. Well, Project Moon actually did sponsor someone. Shirakami Fubuki from Hololive. Yes, that one. In terms of representation, popular VTubers like Himemi Array and to a lesser extent Tenma Miami are stalwart bastions for the Project Moon games. Forgoing the facade of a pixelated visage, Lakari, notorious Blue Archive fan, played through all of Lobotomy Corporation, God rest his soul, and Library of Arena to upwards of 2,000 concurrent. Genazad played all the way through to Kanto 7 as of writing this video to nearly the same amount. And hate him or absolutely despise him, Tectone, the bold, angry Genshin demon from the year 2021, punished all Limbus Company fans with his presence as he rose from hell to face us. Thank God he only played until Kanto 4. And I'll say it again, this is only good for the growth of the community.
Tecton, the worst not worst content creator, a worst person, it's a bad person in general.
To get the global recognition I feel like we all think it deserves. I recall the second anniversary when I first revised this script, and I remember feeling disappointed. There was no massive marketing push, there was no big banner to bring people in, just two pretty cool IDs and a billboard in Akihabara. It's clear that Kim Ji-hoon cares a lot about the people who like his games and his universe. From their humble start to the multiple times where he feels as though he's let down his community, stemming from as early as the translators.
I like to talk about English translating on this game. You can use machine translate like Google Translate that then $2,000 translation. Oh fuck.
Scam incident from Lobcore, he seems to want to take things slow and easy now. He cares so much that it even negatively affects LIMBUS company, backtracking on a much-needed nerf to an ID that the testing team sloppily allowed to deal 400 single-target true damage minimum per turn. Unprecedented. Even when the compensation was full refunds to anyone who spent on the banner, 1.5 IDs of your choosing, a guaranteed 3-star 10-pull ticket, and you got to keep the unit. He still backtracked when people outraged. He apologized profusely, despite these units in this game costing infinitely less comparative to games like...
Well, maybe because it's a small game. Like I generally think that if a gacha game becomes big, they will just stop listening to fans. I generally think that. Like, yeah. Like the moment a gacha game becomes very big, I feel like that's the moment they will stop listening to fans sometimes. Like even with Kuro right now. Like like some of the concepts are cool in the stories, but I feel like Kuro is slowly not listening to the fans in some sort of way. Like generally, like if like the rewards are still bad, right, for the anniversary, and no free 5 stars though. Well, we are getting a free 5 star, which is the new character, which is the collab one, but that is kind of inevitable in a way. Like for HSR, they give so many free characters, it's insane. And a collab character, it's not even included with the anniversary. Anniversary is already going to end. Like it like the like yeah, like they given so many free characters, it's insane.
Genshin or Wuwa, because I guess even the game that's still costing infinitely less comparative to games like Genshin or Wuwa, because I guess even the game that still puts the story first will be treated as a gacha at the end of the day. People saw it as him going back on his word to the community with regard to the Ring Sang nerfs, another OP unit from the start of the game, and he prioritized that bond with his fans over the health of the game itself. Mouse truly thrust into the light that Project Moon...
She looks so cool, holy. I want her.
His biggest strength.
Like, look at her, she looks so cool, holy.
And their biggest curse are their fans.
Like, I think I like the hat. Like, the fact that they give, like, her this suit and then give this hat, oh my god. Like, when a character have this, it gives them a bit aura.
Even so, we, as fans, still want to see this game grow and succeed. If Project Moon wants to take it slow with marketing and publicity and everything else, well, the people will take it into their own hands, on accident or otherwise, even if it garners a certain label
What's
of
up with that VTuber, holy.
this point. And
You know, it made me think, should we play the Robbers game before? Like, it would be funny if we play the Robbers game first. Before the real game. Oh my god, that would be hysterical.
he's growing. It's about twice as popular as when I first drafted this script in early January, but one does have to wonder what
Damn, you drafted this so long before, holy.
that means for the future of the
When
game.
was this actually?
Much like the message of their games, it is now up to
Oh no, wait, something happened. No, you
the people. The seeds have been sown, and it is up to us to help
It
them
was
bloom.
10 months ago, okay. Was this? I think it's already, yeah, Notcrack already, yeah, Notcrack was already unleashed during this time.
Man, that is a cheesy way to end this video. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye. Okay, great video, oh my god. This video is 1 hour. Oh my god, what did I yell about? I don't even know. Like, I think some of the yell is just me defending Genshin. I'm sorry. Like, there's a reason why I'm a HOYO fan. Like, generally. There's a reason why the title say a HOYO fan reacting to. Like, I obviously going to defend Genshin. Like, I'm going to say Genshin is probably still my favorite HOYOverse game. Like, I think like there's just way too many good memories with Genshin that it's kind of hard for me to just not liking it anymore. Like, literally Genshin is the gacha game that introduced me into this, into the gacha sphere. And now I play so much gacha games now. Like right now, I play too much gacha. Like I think Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, Zenless Zero, Wuthering Waves, and then Arknights Anfield. I play a bit of Honkai Pet Third. Don't know when I'm going to continue because right now I'm focusing on, the games that people want me to play in this channel. And then I'm going to start Limbus Company soon. And I also played Guardian Tales in the past, and I don't know when I'm going to join back. And also, I also play, what is that game? I forgot that there's a gacha game that I was supposed to say, but I forgot. Well, whatever. Oh yeah, PGR. I'm probably going to start PGR soon too. Like the collab, the Data Live collab. Oh my god. But yeah, I think that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Guys, enjoy. Please subscribe and touch the play to see more of my content. Sorry for yapping for like an hour. So yeah, peace out.